King Saheed Òṣùpá said, Orin láyé mi mélé ṣàìkọ, mi ò máa tààtà débi kí n lè máa tata, mi ò mọ́gi là débi kí n lè máa tagi, ẹlú olówó méjì ìjùkò dàrò, mi ò lọ́nà mìíràn tó ju kí ìkọkànrin lọ. I can't do anything than to do Yoruba.
Language is the foundation for development, without which no communication and no learning. Today, on our show, Development Champion, is a cultural ambassador and a promoter of Yoruba language, Mr. Olalekan Fabilola. He started out as a student who developed keyboard in Yoruba language, and he moved on to teach Yoruba across the world, even without leaving his own hometown of Baile in Ondo State. Today, he's the host of that popular program, watched by almost everyone, every home, and that is Masoyinbo. Now we bring you Mr. Olalekan Fabilola to tell us the story behind Masoyinbo and how he grew it. Anywhere you appear today, people no longer recognize your name. They have changed your name to who the program you currently run. They call Masoyinbo. So who is Masoyinbo? The foundation, the beginning, the growth. Who is Masoyinbo?
I'm having mixed feeling whether to start in Yoruba or English, because I'm used to speaking Yoruba all the time. So I'm still trying to get into character of speaking English. So my name is Olalekan Fabilola. From Obaile in Ondo State. I was born in Obaile. I did my schooling in primary in Obaile, then to Akure, then the Christ School, the Boys High School, then Covenant University to study computer science, and here we are doing Yoruba today.
Computer science to Yoruba. What led to that? How do you marry it?
Yes, you know, our forebears, they have a saying that Inkota waye waye la ye. Every one of us, we came to this world to ye something. You know, ye is to lay. So we add ye, and ye is to understand, and it show ye. In that words, what I'm saying, are you able to have it delivered to you? So ye is also to bring forth. Ti adìyẹ bá yé ẹyin nísìn, ìyẹn ni wípé ó ti pa, ó fẹ́ pa ọmọ, àbí it's just to bring forth. So every one of us in this world, ni ayé is word in Yoruba. So every one of us, we came here to bring forth something, to ye something in ayé. So knowing what you came to this world to lay has a very, very deep understanding as to how you then live your life, because you now have understanding of. So irrespective of where you study, what you did, you already know the end point, that this is what I came to this world to bring forth, right? So I know that I came to this world to hear Yoruba, to teach Yoruba, to impart the Yoruba knowledge in people, and irrespective of the road to that destination, of course, that's so. I've always known that I'm going to be a Yoruba teacher.
So what informed that decision? At what stage did you say you had always known that you'd be a Yoruba teacher? So what informed that decision? How did you come about that?
You know, identifying the problem early will make you understand what you actually came to this world to bring forth, to lay. And the word for place in Yoruba is ibi, abi, and the word for problem is ibi, and the word for placenta is ibi. It's not coincidence, you know. Our forebears, they already. So I used to tell people that Yoruba language and culture, or Yoruba language, is the language of the heavens. Is the language that has capacity to shape the world. Is the language of that has speaking, religion, philosophy, everything that you need is in the language, right? So EB is place, EB is problem, EB is placenta. Then the thing is, how then is it by mistake that our forebears come to that? No. When a mother, when we're at one point we're in the womb, Abby, and we'll eat from EB, the placenta. So this what happened to us while we're in the womb is what we come to this world to replicate. So we eat from EB in the womb, and when the woman gives birth, they cut the EB from the baby and give it to the Baba. In the days of our forebears, they give it to the Baba. The Baba will then go and bury the EB and be saying, Ibi kibiti omo ibade o, Eledumare ya yabi. Where you were born into is also EB, because EB is the word. So you have to cut off from one EB to land in another EB. Because that's why we say Ibi kibi, anywhere, which is Ibitawa, anything, Eledumare ko nkan tí ò dá, can become calamity. Right? Ọkọ̀ òfurufú, plane can be flying, and you know, people are driving along a path, they're driving, and someone will just ram into them. That car was a place, but it became a calamity. So EB is everywhere. So now, when you come to this world, they say before you eat, before you become animal, what problem can you solve? So you begin to look for EB again in order to eat.
So at what stage did you know that this is EB that I want to address?
As early as I could remember, because my father was a high chief, and in Obale, he was high chief for 8 years. So during that period, I was born, and I saw my father settle cases. I saw people come to the house, you know. I saw the way he was, you know, and I knew that that event, that activities, or those activities shaped my life to actually see that I like the way this culture is being portrayed. You know, the respect, the way the elders talked. You know, talk last. You know, don't talk too much. You know, idioms, proverbs, and all. And it wasn't this Yoruba who speak in Oba, is Oba.
And that is another area of interest.
Yes. So, you know, to interest you that I didn't, and I started speaking English the way I'm speaking English when I got to Covenant University.
And that was when?
That was 2004.
2004.
Yes. I went to cry school, but I
Cry school, I do it.
Ado Ekiti, and I was, you know, we meet people that will speak this Ekiti and Ado, Oba, Ondo and Ekiti, we are more or less the same. So I spoke my Oba from dialect. You could see Oba in everything I spoke then. I mean, it's just when God says this is what you become, it just be like magic. So I've always known I want to do this. So I cannot pinpoint to 10 years, 15 years, or this or that. But I've always known that I have interest in language. I have interest in culture. When I see people on TV, and those days, in OSRC, they used to have programs.
That is on those state-owned television stations.
Yes, on Ijoko Ojogbon, Ogbonri, those programs. I noticed I was so inclined to those than any other thing.
Is it true that you didn't speak English very well at the beginning?
Yes, I don't speak English, and there is no way you have a good command. You have a good command of Yoruba that you won't be able to speak English.
So, at what stage did you learn on your dialect? Because the dialect that we speak, that is written, that is recommended, is on your dialect. But you grew up to know Oba. You spoke a dialect known to Hondo, known to Ekiti. So, people ask questions. They say, maybe you lived in Oyo. In fact, I have a brother who said, maybe you actually grew up in Oyo, or you grew up in Ibadan, or you grew up in part of Osun, not a Bumina. So, at what stage did you come up with?
All right, so I need to say that or we are not speaking Oyo dialect.
Okay.
We have, and I don't subscribe to dialects, so we have languages.
Okay.
Right? And language, is just like culture, is not static, it's dynamic. So I agree that Oyo metamorphosis to the general Yoruba that we speak now. But when you go to Oyo, the way they speak is still like a crude. In chemistry, there's something crude. In distillation, there's some fractional distillation that from a crude you can have diesel, you can have this, you can have bitumen and all that stuff. So Oyo is like the crude to which we have some extraction. So, for example, when you say words like Oga, which is boss, is actually Oga Jumilo. So that's Oyo. Your when you say Oga, Oye is Oyo will say O. Harmonized Yoruba will say O Omalo. Oyo will say Omalo. Sure Omalo. But when you talk to me now, I say She Omalo. So you see that there's a difference between the tone and the word. So like or. So when we say Oga, is Oyo, right? So the words that we speak as vocabulary, some emanated from the Oyo. So I'm just saying that we are not speaking Oyo now, but we speak Yoruba,
which comprises
of different.
So you can have a poti somewhere, you can have potita somewhere.
Yes, you see, so that we just put it so simply and we don't mess it up.
So when you got to Covenant University, that's where you started speaking English the way you are speaking. So
yeah,
what were the circumstances?
That of course. So my first week at Covenant, I saw the way things were in school, and I said I wanted to do comedy. So I went to meet the chaplaincy, that I wanted to do comedy at variety nights. And they said, oh, that's a new fresh hair, to the whole thing. Nobody was doing comedy, nobody, and I couldn't speak English very well. So I then attempted to infuse Yoruba into the English. I know some people that went to Covenant 2020, 2002, 2003, 2004, they know what was saying. So I got on stage that day, and my opening line, I said, Kike my came to this school, we watimo wasi leko, the way we say, like say, Kike my came. So they didn't even allow me to finish that line. They just booed me. So the boo, CU was, it's still a very school of affluence, full with a lot of this
The rich people, like
rich
you,
people,
like
they booed me. The booing was so much that they even drew my hair. Like, people came to one fighting me, going, what pushed you? You're just 100 level guy. You want to do this. So they booed me to my room. And
that was in 2004.
2004. Yeah, that was second half Omega semester. That second semester. They booed me. So my room was like a mecca. People started rushing in to see who was this guy that messed up, So my roommates even vacated the room for me. So we were 4 in the room. So they vacated because nobody wanted to identify with the failure. Yeah. So, but one of my roommates, Lambert Okeriafo, Igbo guy, just said, see, all these people that they are doing this thing for you, it's because they cannot climb stage. Do you know the confidence it takes to climb stage? You are now here. I didn't cry, I didn't cry, but I was just covering my eyes. And that just changed me. I'd be like, I said before I leave this school, every one of you will become my friend. So for like a week, I was going to class alone.
Nobody wanted to.
Nobody would sat with me. My cousin
in the same
school did not talk to me. We just, like, I'm tempted to mention his name. I just so tempted what I would have mentioned, but we talk about it and we joke. But if I mention his name, I will see it. Right. So, and I then had to talk to myself that, what do I really want to do? So Covenant University is I tell people, is not a school for academic development alone. It's a place of discovery. So if you go to CU and you don't discover yourself, I don't know, you can, but is a fertile ground for discovery. So much of what I do now, I can say that Covenant University shaped me into doing them. So it taught me how to write my vision statements, So I have my vision statement, in 100 level. When I was in 100 level, 2004, that Omega, 2004. I have my vision statement. I still have it now. Like right now. So when I read some of them, I know this is what I'm doing. So I know this is what I'm. So we used to have, we call spiritual emphasis. So Papa himself will come to teach us. So those events, then in 200 level, we then have this international conference that Dr. Miles Moreau They came, and so we needed to do a film, a stage play. I was an outcast because nobody wanted to. So nobody wanted me to join their group. So actually I went to a Common Invest Theatre group. I went to meet the director that in Yoruba Land, this stage play you want to do, that they used to have a coda that used to carry and do oriki when Oba is coming. Now tell from where I'm coming from, right? So, and he said reluctantly, he said, "Oh yeah, try it." Because no, I created the role for myself, so there will be audition. So, I appeared twice, in the middle and at the end
of the show,
introducing, and guess what? Dr. Masoyinbo liked it, talked about it. Papa liked it, talked about it.
And that was the break.
Then the chaplaincy called me that every Sunday you must hail the king, say the names of God before the chaplain will come to.
Did you do that in Yoruba?
Yes, I do it in Yoruba.
It's more understood.
Yes, you see, it goes beyond language. You see, language is artistic. You don't hear Michael Jackson, but in China, but they dance to Michael Jackson. So it's the spirit that you carry with what you're saying that will then make people to understand it. They may not. People watch Masoyinbo and they don't understand Yoruba. They don't speak Yoruba. Hausa people, they send me videos in the north. They watch Masoyinbo.
So that was the breakthrough.
Yes,
so every Sunday
every Sunday. So whether you like me or you don't like me,
you must listen to
you have to see me.
so
from 200 level to, so when I got to 300, it was too much because I was doing Sunday first and second service. So it was too much. So I went to the chaplain and said that, can I get people to join me? They say, no problem. So they announced for people to join the group. 57 people came to join.
For you to now tutor them, to train them.
Some people that actually knows how to sing. So when I chant, they sing. Some people when I chant, they learn the chant, they do. But that was how I then joined the theater group. Also, I was acting. So before I even left CU, I was like one of the stars.
So while you were in CU, you developed keyboard.
Yes.
Yeah. So could you just briefly tell us about what inspired that and how it came about?
So they gave us assignment, and I used Key Basic to do a Yoruba keyboard because I wanted to type in Yoruba, and there was no Yoruba keyboard then. So I used the Key Basic language to do it. Not that I'm a genius, but in this Yoruba, God has blessed me. So I used that to do it, and I showed my HOD, Dr. Sikiayo. You'll be like, wow, this is
eventually became
the vice chancellor. Okay. He shaped my life too. Dr. Sikiayo.
At what stage did you think of Masoyinbo?
Masoyinbo was actually created, in 2007.
2007. Just at the time you just left school?
No, I was still in CU. I was in 400 level when I got the idea of Masoyinbo. And 2008, when I graduated, I already knew that maybe this is what I'm going to do. So I started pushing it in 2008. So the copyright for the first copyright for Masoyinbo was done in 2010.
2010.
Yes. And that time we went. So Alibaba is my mentor, all for me. Alibaba took me to different places. Said this idea is nonsense. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't make sense.
How did you meet
Alibaba? You see, through Twitter, I messaged him. The era of BBM.
Yeah.
BBM. He dropped his pin, and that was a mistake. So he dropped his pin on his barrel, and I messaged him. He didn't reply. So you'll be seeing that online. You can check online. So I'm constantly checking him up. Anytime I see online like this, I've already have those messages down. Already different one for different days. I don't need to say good morning, sir. I'm already copying, I'm pasting. So one day he just replied me, say, oh yeah, come to the office. Like, don't shall kill me. So I went to the office, and then he just bought into the idea of Masoyinbo. So that time it wasn't Masoyinbo, it was Babela. Babela.
What was the meaning of
So Babela, because I'm a Christian, and got it from. So I'm a product of droplets. Droplets in the sense that people pour into me. The name Babela was coined from Babel. Tower of Babel. Just added A to it. So we wanted a name that would just be for that show. So, but it wasn't me that actually thought of it. It's Bayo Akomolafe. It's like a professor, a genius. I used to meet Bayo Akomolafe, would talk, and we got that name. Then when we started Masoyinbo, so that's what I said. The first copyright was Babela, but the one we were having later was Masoyinbo.
So Babela was designed to just bring people on set to speak only Yoruba.
Babela is Masoyinbo. It's the name that changed.
Okay.
Because Masoyinbo is more catchy, is you don't need to explain to people. So I had to give a name to Babela, meaning to Babela, like be Abela. So I coined that word. So Babela, be Abela. So language is like candle. Right, so but with Masoyinbo, nobody will say Kini Tumo Masoyinbo. It just resonates.
So when you go to Alibaba, he had tried to assist you.
Not they tried. He assisted in many ways, but it just couldn't fly at that time. And I went back to my class. I started teaching Yoruba.
Where?
Online.
So since you graduated, that's the only thing you have been doing, teaching Yoruba.
Yeah, I've never done anything else in my life.
So you abandoned computer science?
I didn't abandon it. I designed the website that I use now. I didn't abandon it. Yeah, I write books, and abandonment means I don't even use. But if you come to my studio, you will see a lot that speaks about Yoruba. About computer science that I studied. Yeah, so I didn't. But I've been teaching Yoruba, educating people about Yoruba, going to school, spending money to make sure that people, imbibe in the culture.
So the breakthrough for Masoyinbo, at what stage did that happen?
No, we started shooting Masoyinbo 2024. It's just a year.
2024.
Yeah.
So between 2010, when you had the first patent, and 2024, that's about 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kept it somewhere.
Yeah, I keep looking at it.
Watering it.
I didn't even water. Let it just be. It's already watered. It's just like bitumen. It's already there. I was just looking for. I wasn't. You see, when we started even showing Masoyinbo, I was teaching. I was teaching 20 hours a day.
20 hours a day online.
Yes. The 2020 to 2023, 2020 to 2022, I did not leave my hometown, Obaile.
How rewarding do you think that was, even in terms of material?
I don't measure my worth by the material, but I'm comfortable. I can buy anything I need, not my want. I want a lot of things, but anything I need, I can buy. Yeah. So when I started teaching for that long, then I was doing Masoyinbo with my students. Online. So when we're in class, I'll lift maybe like bill of 100 naira and say, if you get this, I'll give you this. If you get this, you lose money and all that stuff. So I was doing it with them. Then I just called my assistant. I said, see, yeah, sit down. We tried it. So I have one of my, so I have students that travel from abroad to come and stay with me to learn Yoruba. Yes, I even have one, a Mexican that, he has already relocated to Obile now. He bought a house and all that. So I just say, I'll use my iPhone. I'll say, oh yeah, you sit down. I'll owe 10,000. Oh yeah, if you speak Yoruba. Now I was just testing it with them. Then I put it on my Twitter, and people reposted it. Then I told my assistant, oh yeah, let me get camera. We bought cameras. Let's start. And we started. We put it online. April last year, and April this year +1. This we're here today.
So, at what stage did you get support sponsorship, and then you now feel that people are bought into this?
Actually, you see, the thing is, I wasn't even looking for sponsorship. I just wanted to do what I'm doing. So I have a friend that we went to Covenant together. He manages my life, I know. So it's the one that said, oh yeah, people should, because people kept sending mails. I want to put advert, I want to do this, I want to do that. Yeah, if you can. And that's where we are today now. People, you see, interestingly, people that told me that this is not going to fly, big guys, they now want to relate, and even, supporting in ways. And
so
it's great.
What lesson has this taught us?
In kota waye la ye. Even if Oledumare told you to be selling epa, just be selling it. You see, just to do it. It doesn't. Our generation, we are so fixated into getting ikpembu. Ikpembu means shortcut in English. To get to where we're going. There is no ikpembu to whatever wherever we are going in life. So just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
So you have brought in on your shows celebrities. So how have you been able to manage this, especially looking at how entertaining it should be and how educational it should be?
You see, now the thing is, how do you teach? I'm teaching Yoruba in class, but if I tell you to come to class to come and learn Yoruba, you tell me, Yoruba. In actual fact, you cannot speak Yoruba for 2 minutes without code mixing. So, Masoyinbo is a class. It's a Yoruba class. There is nothing more than it's just a Yoruba class. So the way I do in my class is just replicated on this show. So it's an attempt to teach the world Yoruba. So there's no management. It's me. So me.
You have relocated from Obile to where you shoot now, or are you still in Obile?
I'm still in Obile. I will live and die in Obile. That's where I want to.
So we can have something from Obile to the world.
Yes, I got the idea from Kenneth E. Hagin.
Who?
Kenneth E. Hagin.
Okay.
Kenneth E. Hagin, the father of the faith. He didn't leave Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm talking about him here today. He did not leave Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I would not leave Obile. And the interesting thing is, I live in Obile, and I could teach in London, in Houston, in New York, in 3 different hours. I'm in Obile. It's so humbling for me that I can travel the world without leaving Obile.
So how has technology? So you believe technology has really helped to advance?
Sure. Of course, without technology, how will I teach? I had to go to class. Without technology, how would you even know Masoyinbo? Right. So technology has done a lot. Psychology, you see, the dream is to marry culture with technology, to marry them.
So computer science and Yoruba now came together.
Yes. So both computer science and Yoruba. That's what we
Now
are
you have
seeing.
added media.
I'm a Yoruba teacher. I'm a Yoruba. This is not what I'm not. You know, people tend to say, "Oh, you're a celebrity." I am not a celebrity. I'm a Yoruba teacher. You try to incline. I'm into media. I'm just a Yoruba teacher.
Yeah.
Just
but
teaching.
you're using the tools.
I'm using those tools, you know, to reach my students, you know, and you know that's what we do.
So, in the next couple of years, where do you want to see Masoyinbo?
All right. So, next thing now is to go from city to cities, from countries to countries. You know, everybody in this world, even in English, we are in ministry. Some people, their ministry is to preach Jesus. Their ministry is to preach Islam. Me, my ministry is to preach Yoruba.
Your calling.
That's my calling. So I'm going to preach it. He said, go into the world. So I'm going to preach Yoruba across the world through Masoyinbo and other ideas.
The world is seeking change to the way African map is currently, or the global map is currently designed. And we believe that it is one thing to redesign the map. It's another thing to actually do things from the African perspective. This is one of those things.
Yes.
It is not just about the shape of the map. It's about the culture, the tradition.
Yes.
So beyond teaching the language for people to speak, how other ways do you think we can promote Africa?
All right. So now the thing is, I tell my students, I tell people that I'm not teaching you to speak Yoruba. See, Yorùbá sọ wípé gbogbo èdè ló dùn gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n kò sẹ́ni tó gbọ́ Yorùbá bọ̀rọ̀, because inherent in Yoruba words are what you need to know or do. So if you say bàbá, ìyá, ẹ̀gbọ́n, àbúrò, ilé, ọ̀run, ayé, all those words are not just mere words. They carry the meaning to which you should relate with them.
They are deeper.
They are deeper than saying. You know, there's nothing like arbitrariness in Yoruba, right? So Yoruba is mystery, right? We call it Aditu. And you know that even Aditu, the name the word Aditu, D is to tie, two is to losing. So when you say Aditu, in other words, something that is difficult to losing, but it can be unraveled, it can be losing. So what is mystery to you?
So you seem to have demystified language, and you seem to have demystified teaching. Before you can teach, they said in Nigeria you must have Teachers Registration Council's certificate. It's about paper qualification. What do you see to that? Does it take anything away from your competence? Does it add any value? Have you gained any particular certification to be a Yoruba teacher?
All right, so Yoruba teaching for me is Messi. It's talent. It's a boom. You know, there are doctors, but in the field of medicine, they are talented doctors. You said this person has talent.
Yes.
The only talent that I have is Yoruba. I don't have, King Saheed Òṣùpá said, orin láyé mi mélèé ṣàìkọ, mi ò máa tààtà débi kí n lè máa tata, mi ò mọ gílà débi kí n lè máa tagi, ẹlú olówó méjì jù kó dàrò, mi ò lọ́nà mìíràn tó ju kí ìkọkànrin lọ. I can't do anything than to do Yoruba.
Now, let the Nigerian public learn from you. How best do you think Yoruba can be taught in schools?
So, I would say that Yoruba will be taught if we make Yoruba fashionable.
How?
By going into the meaning of the words that you teach and love what you teach. Most of our teachers, people that study Yoruba, they say, Mercy ni mo fẹ́ ṣe o, wọ́n kọ́ fún mi ní Yoruba. So you're going into teach, you go to university to learn what you don't like. Yeah. So you graduate and you don't know what to do. You go to bank, they say they don't want. They go to this, like, okay, there's this school that is teaching, that wants to learn Yoruba, that needs a teacher. Check inshallah. So you are not creative as to how you teach. So
it's an alternative.
It's an alternative. So
reluctant teachers.
Yeah. So we need teachers that are called to teach. The moment we have that, you can then, that spirit, you have teachers that they love what they're doing. When they get to class,
not for
it's not, even if you don't pay them, they are still in class, they want to do it. So how best to teach Yoruba is the teacher knowing that they want to teach Yoruba, identify and say, yes, I want to I'm a Yoruba teacher. So people call me Oluko Yoruba bí ọba ìlú kan. So if I go out now as a Yoruba teacher, and you go out as an accountant or this thing, you will not push me aside though. And I'm going out with the mentality. So this is my mentality every day. When I leave my house and someone has to tell me, Lekon, Ibolowa, we have to see the president now. We have to see this. I won't have to say, let me go back home and change. It can never happen.
The identity is already there.
I'm living there, I'm going to the place, and I'm getting there, and you say, So when you are in school, when you say, I'm studying medicine, the way you carry it, people want to study medicine.
Because it's a calling.
I'm doing medicine and surgery. But if you say, what are you studying? Yoruba education. The dream is that at one point, and it's already happening, people tell me, I want to be like you, I want to be a Yoruba teacher. See, soon, your son, your daughter, you ask your son or your daughter, what do you want to become? Say, I want to be a Yoruba teacher. And you say, that's a good one.
Because you have become a model.
Because that's 20 years ago, 30 years ago, if you say you want to become an actor, tell your father you want to become an actor. So you cannot, parents will not fathom. Say you want to become or you say you want to become a footballer 20 years ago.
So in the next couple of years, people will be
not couple of years, yeah, very, 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 very soon now. People, so that's why you should teach your children. Let them speak this language. So they don't say, see, is Yoruba, but my parents did not teach me. Teach them now. So it will get to a point in no distant time that if you want to become somebody, politically, you debate in Yoruba.
So will you advocate, as some people are advocating while we're rounding off, the language of our immediate environment, like Yoruba, like Swahili, like Hausa, should be the medium of communication in government, in assemblies, in public offices. Will you advocate?
Of course, but Yoruba has a saying. They said, "Ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ìjèjì là ń yọsẹ̀ lẹ́kù." Little by little, water washes away the rock. Abi. Because we are moving gradually. See, the houses of assembly, they are now doing Wednesday Yoruba, Thursday Yoruba only, in most of the states now. Great. As time goes on, we'll move to 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It may take years.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there. So it's a gradual thing. So as time goes on, we'll start advocating for Ẹjọ́, bàbá wa, tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ gómìnà wa ọlọ́lá jùlọ, tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, ẹjọ́, ẹ máa sọ ní Yorùbá, ẹjọ́. Igbo too should be advocating for that. Hausa should be advocating for that because see, we are in cultural revolution now. Every generation have what they are bringing to the table, and that is why generation is called Iran. Vision is called Iran. Insight is called Iran. Revelation is called Iran. You see, insight is Iran. Sight is Iran. And you call Loju ni kò ríran. See, and Iran is like Iran to spread. So this generation now is bringing something that is going to span a long time. Cultural revolution is going to span a very long time. We will grow old, 90, 100 will pass, it will still be there. So the earlier you came to it, every aspect of it, you see people now using adire, using beads, using idiowo, and these Gen Zs, they now want to know, they want to know, they are asking questions. Why do you say I should not go back to my village? They know they are not killing people there again. They want to know. You are saying if I is wrong, why? Tell me. You are saying this is this. They are asking questions. We are just getting there.
So on Masoyinbo, how many people have won the
grand prize?
The grand prize?
Nobody has won the grand prize, but someone has won the car.
Someone
only one.
The grand prize is 1 million.
It's 1 million. It's even more than 1 million. 1 million is the tag. Okay. So I have my brother Hunter, he put 1 million. I have another brother, he put 2 million. So the total money for the person that win 1 million will be like, plus the car will be going to like more than 16 million with lithium batteries, inverter, and all those stuff. I just don't want to mention it out, but I've mentioned it now.
Now you have mentioned it. So we are lucky.
So it's going to be a lot for the person that wins.
But nobody has been able to win.
Yes, I hope someone
So,
wins.
but what's the difference between the person who won the car and the one who won and the person to win the grand prize?
All right. So when we realized that for months nobody has won the car, we then organized Masoyinbo Live in Lagos. Okay. We then said the person that wins the highest money on that show on that day will go with the car. The person that even went over with the car got $40,000, 40,000 naira.
What was the highest?
It was the highest. And he went over with the car.
Masu graduate?
Yes, Masu graduate. She studied Yoruba.
And you are very happy?
I'm very, very happy. She's coming to work with us now.
Coming to work with you?
Yes.
But do you think people will say it's because you study Yoruba and that's why?
And let them go and study Yoruba.
We thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
The honor, for your time, for the energy that you put into it. You ranked our development champion because of all that you have explained.
Yes, sure.
Development champions are people that we identify who are doing things in a unique format and are impacting the society for the growth of the nation, for the growth of the continent of Africa, and they are changing lives of people. They are changing the narratives about the continent and about this nation in particular. And we thank you so much for this opportunity.
Eshe, Goni.
Thank you.
Eshe.